Have you ever looked at a jug of apple cider and thought, that sure would make a delicious, crispy, freeze-dried cookie? All right, let's whip these cookies up. I got my food scale, I got my blender, and I'm gonna toss in 600 grams of freshly cored and sliced apples. Peelings and all, baby, peelings and all. Then we got 80 grams of old-fashioned oatmeal. For that authentic cider flavor, I'm gonna toss in 4 tablespoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of ginger. Now, I don't know about you, but I like sweet cookies, so I'm gonna toss in 4 tablespoons of sweetener. Cottage cheese is gonna be important for texture, volume, and of course, protein. So I'm gonna add 600 grams. But one thing's for certain, we ain't gonna have apple cider cookies without some cider. So I'm gonna add 200 grams of that to the mixture. And don't go getting this confused with apple cider vinegar. You dump that in here and I promise you, you're gonna be dissatisfied with the results. I'm gonna use these silicone trays just like I always use, but this time I'm using the standard muffin size. Personally, I like to use a large tablespoon and put 1 big dollop per mold. Now, of course, you can use as much or as little as you want to, but this is just gonna give us a more normal thickness cookie. I did go back and add a little more to each mold, that way I could get 48 cookies from that mixture. Totally optional, but I'm gonna sprinkle a mixture of cinnamon and sweetener on the top of mine. And this is gonna make the cookies look a little prettier, but honestly, I was just looking for another excuse to use more cinnamon. And of course, with these trays being metal reinforced, I can pick them up easily and pre-freeze them overnight. And after a good pre-freeze, we can pop these things out and have a look at the thickness. So if you ask me, that's about the ideal thickness for a cookie. And not to mention, they actually look pretty decent. Well, I have my freeze dry loaded up, and just like usual, I got a little of this and a little of that in there, so now we'll wait. Well, 42 hours later and these babies are done. But look at how cute these things turned out. In perfect thickness, not bad at all for a freeze-dried cookie if I gotta say so myself. They have a really good texture. Look at that. But what about that taste? Oh, that's good. Very interesting. That's a very unique flavor combination. The cider is the dominant flavor, but you can taste that ginger coming in at a close second. I like that a lot better than I ever thought I would. Then that cinnamon on top, I swear I like this thing better with every bite. 9.5 out of 10. Wow. And of course it does deliver on that perfect crispy freeze-dried crunch. They're not the sweetest cookie I've ever made, which I actually kind of like, but hey, if you want it sweeter, add more sweetener. If you didn't know, freeze-dried snacks actually come out of the machine warm. And to me, they're always better after they cool. I'll actually put whatever jar I'm currently snacking on in the freezer. I just think it enhances the flavors. So if you freeze dry, I definitely recommend giving these a try.